The shadow of the ruins looms above, filling you with determination. These simple words at the start of Undertale leave a lasting impact, furthered by subsequent save points. Determination is a crucial part of Undertale's story and world-building, yet it also lies at the heart of one of the fandom's widest misconceptions. That the red soul you control represents determination. That red itself is linked to determination. But if you look at the actual game, you'll find something strange. Determination is never highlighted in red. No, not even in the Genocide run, nor in the ball game. Even Undyne, the monster most known for her determination, never says it in red. So, since Valentine's Day is upon us, and red hearts are so iconic for the season, I thought I'd take a moment to talk about this misunderstanding, this Fandom Mandela Effect, and what it means for Undertale. Soul traits. There's a widely held idea in the fandom that human souls each have a unique trait. This originates from the ball game, specifically when you get a perfect goal. Bravery, justice, integrity, kindness, perseverance, patience. Using these, you are able to win at ball game. As a fandom concept, it's not unfounded. We do have clear-color associations with the souls, but the idea of soul traits as something special is never really stated. What's treated as an elements of harmony like lore detail could just as simply be flavor text about who these humans were. After all, the previous flags, for each of the other colors, do give further text about who these humans were, and this does tie nicely into the traits listed on the red flag. Still, it's simple enough to assume the colors and traits are linked in some capacity, but this leads to one little problem. Red's trait is never given, yet assumed to be determination. This is such a universal assumption that some people even forget that determination resides in all human souls. If you look at Alfie's reports in the True Lab, she mentions pinpointing and extracting DT from all the souls, plural. No red soul in sight. She only had the previous 6 to work with, and determination is described as the power that allows those souls to persist after death. While it is possible that Frisk is more determined, I think it's also important to remember that Flowey once held the power, and his DT came from the previous 6 souls, not a red one. What's more, if a soulless being like Flowey, whose DT came from secondhand sources, was able to use this ability, then what does this mean for the other humans? Saving, loading, and humanity. There is strong evidence that the ability to save and reset is not something that only red-souled humans could do. For instance, if you reset in the ruins, Toriel will state that every time she meets humans, it's like meeting an old friend. Emphasis on plural. Furthermore, Flowey's End of the Ruins monologue has some interesting implications too. If you spare Toriel the first time, Flowey will say that if you tire of trying, he will inherit the power to control the world. Additional dialogue further clarifies what he means, for if you kill Toriel, then spare her on a second load, Flowey will talk about how he once had that power too, but lost it. This opens the door to the possibility that all of the humans once held the power, but simply gave up. Which, when coupled with Asgore's reactions to being told that he's killed you before, further adds fuel to the fire. Remember Undyne's battle dialogue. No human has ever gotten past Asgore. That doesn't mean they never got to him. Furthermore, even Undyne has the capacity to resist death despite being a monster, and in Genocide can even transform into a more powerful state. And if a monster can reform herself repeatedly before her final death knells, and if a flower with only second-hand DT and no soul of his own can utilize it as well, then it's safe to say that the previous humans would have held the power while they still had the will to continue. And Sans is just as adamant about making you quit in order to end your murderous rampage. If he didn't think there was even a chance to stop the anomaly from trying, he wouldn't even bother. Thus, when you add this all together, we have a perfectly feasible reason for the humans to have died despite their determination. Namely, that you only hold this power while you have the will to proceed. But what is the Red Soul? Some may still insist it's determination, or that Frisk is simply more determined. They can cheat death against Asriel, but I'd personally rather put that on their character than some special soul trait. Frisk being persistent enough to keep trying against insurmountable odds seems so much more meaningful that way. Plus, in the old instruction manual for the demo, save points are described as manifestations of pure determination. Note their yellow color, the same color used in the True Lab when highlighting it, and the same color as Flowey's petals. Still, it may be worth looking at other places red is used in Undertale. For instance, Toriel and Undyne both use it when describing Asgore. Red is also used, of course, to describe level of violence and execution points. Other times, red is used in battle for miscellaneous things. This is likely just a simple highlight color, as yellow on white is difficult on the eyes. It is worth noting, though, that red is sometimes used to highlight very emotionally charged things, such as Alfie's talking about her date with Undyne. And of course, some of Kara's dialogue in the Genocide run is highlighted in red, but not all of it. So, ultimately, given the variety of contexts that red is used in, the game itself gives no conclusive meaning to the color. That being said, there are a few small places that might present some semblance of meaning. This Undyne in Papyrus Call has them describe love as a cartoony red heart that Undyne turns green. This would make a fun duality between love and level of violence. Or it could be something about one's sense of individuality, as shown when you get the red flag a second time in ballgame. Ultimately, we just don't know, and with Deltarune, many new mysteries surround the Red Soul that may or may not influence Undertale's lore. For now, we can only guess, but I hope that this video was informative in clearing up one of the widest misconceptions in the fandom. I may do other small videos like this in the future to fill in gaps between larger projects, like my upcoming Alphys analysis. If you like this video, I'll link some additional analytical content in the end cards and description, and if you want to check out some of my other works, I do an Undertale webcomic called Inverted Fate that's closing in on its 6th anniversary. A special thank you to my patrons, of course, whose support allows me to keep making content I love, and to all the awesome people who've supported me in other ways. Every like, comment, and sub means a lot given the way that YouTube functions. If you have any more thoughts about the Red Soul, feel free to leave a comment or suggest other misconceptions I could cover. Thanks for watching, and have a great day!